What's up guys, it's Corey Wagner. I'm not sure if you're noticing a little bit of a difference in the background here. I am at an airport, and that's because today I'm taking you guys along to one of the greatest Philly days of all time. Let's get into it. Yeah, for Corey. What's up there, buddy? Okay, so if you're a regular viewer, what's up, homies? You guys know what's going on. If you're new to the channel, if this is the first video you're seeing, here's what you can expect. A lot of great food, great dive bars. I'm also a history and architecture nerd, so there's gonna be plenty of that. And as I've done on a lot of trips on this channel, you gotta start off by fueling up. So we're gonna go start the day right with the Philly cheesesteak, John's roast pork. Here we come, let's go. We all know the national news wants to boil Philly down to just being Kensington Street, but I'm here to find out and show what the city is really like. I'm pretty loud about my obsession with Chicago, but this trip has shown me that there's one city I could live in outside the Windy City, and that's the city of brotherly love. From the amazing blue-collar food scene, including a sandwich that's been called the greatest sandwich in America, the incredible history of the city, one of the world's greatest private art collections, a 30-year-in-the-making beautiful DIY art palace, my favorite building in America, and a few all-time great dive bars, plus what the Travel Channel called the best Irish bar in the US. This city has everything I love about America, and we're starting off this exploration of Philly with one of America's great sandwiches. First invented in 1930 when Pat Olivieri wanted a change from slinging hot dogs and put some meat scraps from the butcher onto a hot dog bun, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Philly cheesesteak was born. Now, we might not be going to the OG spot, but we're going to an amazing and historic location nonetheless. We're going to John's roast pork. All right, brother, appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep, you too, buddy. All right, guys, here we are. This is apparently one of the best Philly cheesesteaks in the city. John's roast pork, excited to feast. Let's cruise on in. And here we are at 14 East Snyder Avenue in a homey industrial area that reminds me a bit of where I grew up across the street from the Jeep factory. Originally called John's Lunch and now fitted with the wonderfully simple name of John's Roast Pork, this American classic was opened in 1930 by John Bucci Sr. and is now run by Jr. This gem was recently added to the James Beard American Classics list, and I can see why. Cardboard with Sharpie written signage, a cash-only walk-up window, and the classic mesh metal picnic tables I grew up with. It's everything I look for and love in this world. And we haven't even started in on this godly cheesesteak yet. These seeded rolls from Karangi Bakery are the perfect vehicle for this well-seasoned meat and wonderfully grilled onions. Lord have mercy, this sandwich is as close to as perfect as they come. Let's get into the feast. Oh my God. Look at this thing. I'm so obsessed already. So if you didn't know, I'm already pretty obsessed with Philly cheesesteaks. I got roasted in the comments as a Chicago cat recently for saying it's my favorite sandwich in America. So I'm happy to come to its motherland to feast. I mean, dude, come on. This looks amazing. I got grilled onions and provolone, and look at this sturdy bread. I mean, we gotta get into this, hold on. Wow, that is everything I hoped it would be. Guys, I am in my happy place. Holy hell. First thing I noticed, this bread right here is unbelievable. It holds up insanely well. The best one I've had in Chicago at Philly's Best, which they fly in the Amorosa rolls. The bread's great, but it just kind of falls apart. This is staying together. I mean, the flavor from the meat, the cheese, the onions, this is just perfect. This cool seeded bun, by the way, from Karanagi? Am I saying that right? Karanagi Bakery, that's where they get their rolls. Unbelievable. And I just love places that are like multi-generational. The fact that this opened in 1930 and it's got a James Beard for American classics. Like, I mean, you can see why. This is a classic establishment. And look, I love Cheese Whiz, I really do. I'm not a hater, but I do respect on their roast pork, they don't have broccoli rabe, and on their cheesesteaks, they don't do Cheese Whiz. I love owners who are like, look, this is the way I like it, and you can either take it or leave it. I respect the hell out of that. I truly don't know if there's a better way to start a trip than fueling up with something like this. This is gonna make today so much better. I got the gas in the tank to get through it now. If this is any indicator of how today's going, This is reminiscent to me of when I went to Boston. My favorite South pizza, South Shore Bar Pizza. I grew up on it, so getting to go to Boston, to the motherland of that's what I feel like now. I'm a huge Philly cheesesteak fan, so getting to actually get a real one is unbelievable. Like I say, the Philly's best one in Chicago holds up pretty well. I mean, I know he's from Philly and flies all the ingredients in. It's certainly not this, but it's not far off as you would think. And sorry all my Chicago fans, you guys might hate it. I gotta be honest, the sandwich, the Philly cheesesteak, it's just better than the Italian beef. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's because I didn't grow up in Chicago, so I'm not a lifelong Italian beef guy. Great sandwich though. With the Starry, by the way, about 20 bucks out the door. Which sounds crazy, but there's a lot of food. There's 2 meals. This location, by the way, is like totally my vibe. Growing up across the street from the Jeep plant, like I kind of feel it at home in industrial parts of town. The shack is cool. The like little outdoor eating area is cool. It's all a lot of bonuses that come along with getting one of the best sandwiches on the planet. We've got a lot of stuff to see. I'm trying to squeeze in as much as possible. We've got 12:30 right now, so I got about 5-ish hours, maybe 4.5 before I have to go film this networking gig. So let's get as much Philly stuff in as we can. We're gonna go grab a bike and bike to the next spot. John's Roast Pork. Bravo, thank you for giving me the experience I needed. All right, off to the next spot. Let's go.
All my days drift by me like a river on the sun, while my friends smoke cigarettes in the back room, drinking coffee like a truck driver driving on the 101, who smokes meth in the bathroom.
My favorite foods in this world come from neighborhood people and neighborhood places, and walking through the South Philly neighborhood surrounding John's Roast Pork sure feels a lot like one of the authentic ones I love. If this is just the start from Philly, I can't wait to see what I get from this bike ride.
Alright, getting ready to hit up one of these Indigo bikes. Bought a pass today. Just a reminder, if you're gonna bike around a city, I actually bring my helmet with me on my trips, because in Chicago, it's well known that you will potentially die if you don't. So again, I know I say this every time, but don't ride a bike without a helmet, and also probably don't do this if you're not an experienced city bike rider. It's my advice for you. Anyways, all right, let's cruise. We're going to Elfris Alley, by the way. Amazing looking spot online, a lot of history. Excited to show it to you guys. Let's cruise.
Just another guy, but I don't wanna cry. I want someone to love, just like you.
I've already spoke of my love of industrial areas, so you can imagine how much I'm enjoying the start of this ride. But the star of our excursion came next when our route took us on this perfect bike path following the Delaware River. And can we just take a second and appreciate the quality of bike path that Philly is rocking here? As an avid city biker in Chicago, this is top tier. But enough about bike paths, we're headed to Philly's Old City neighborhood on our way to Elfris Alley.
All my days drift by me like a river on the sun, while I'm skipping rocks on pink moon, sipping water, I'm trying to wash away the taste that lingers on my tongue, but it'll all be over soon.
Had to drop the Indigo bike off. Now we're heading to Elfris Street. It's a little bit of a walk. That's the one thing about city bikes. I get it. I love the scooters personally because you can leave them anywhere. I understand how that's an eyesore. People don't like it, particularly cities, but it is kind of a pain to get to your site, go find an Indigo spot, and then go to Elfris. But if we didn't do this, Elfris would probably be lined with scooters, and that'd be annoying too. So anyways, let's huff it off. Whoa, sorry, got a little bright. All right, there we go. Let's head to Elfris Alley. Let's cruise.
Hey there, son, you spin in the window with a sad sky blue and a melancholy yellow. It's a kind of day that can simplify, fell on my silver in the choir still.
As an architect nerd and general fan of old school adorable neighborhoods, I want to stop and take in every bit of this place, but we're on a mission to squeeze every bit of greatness out of Philly as we can, so we don't have the luxury of stopping to take in the neighborhood. We've got the oldest street in the country to check out.
I got these mornings, I can't seem to lift my head, slowly falling back.
So here we are, Elfris Alley. This is the oldest continuously lived on street in the United States of America. The oldest remaining house on here I think was built in the 1730s. Ben Franklin hung out at a couple of these spots. This place is just awesome. All right, let's do a little walk, huh?
Don't you know that I can't be bothered on a grave that sits like this? She's made from a working land, left me for a working man. So
Quaint is a word that should be used sparingly and only when absolutely necessary. For Elfers Alley, it's absolutely necessary. John Gilbert and Arthur Wells donated the land from their properties to make what was originally just a cart path and eventually became a residential strip of homes dating back before America was even a country.
So fun fact, that's got the British flag there because 120 and 122 are the two oldest spots here, and we're actually here, I think, 1730s? So pre-USA, that's why they were under British rule when they were living, when this place was built. Incredible.
the only ones with eyes looking down. And it takes a cold dark day.
Houses visited by Ben Franklin, lived in by Betsy Ross, and as thin as 9 feet wide. These are as unique as they are old, and I, for one, love them. And now for the last little area of this historical street to explore.
So here's another cool thing I want to show you guys. This is called Bladen's Alley. I think I pronounced that right, Bladen maybe? Let's go take you down there, it's cool.
She takes a call at the front of the sun. Nothing like an end to make you feel like you won. There's something funny about feeling like you're done when a glimmer's pulling past you. Heard an echo from a lover passing. Sound like crowing and listen like a laughing. Nothing ever changed, but still a distraction.
This little side alley named for an old Philly biscuit maker is truly idyllic, time-worn space. You truly can't help but to feel like you've stepped back in time while walking through Bladen's Court.
Got these mornings.
I mean, come on, this is a cool spot.
I got these mornings.
Something cool I saw online I want to tell you guys about. So check these out. So you see that thing right there? They got one. Yeah, there's another one over on this window too. So those things, they're for like nosy folks who want to know who's knocking on their door. There'd be mirrors, so you can see from upstairs and see who's knocking on your door and decide whether or not you wanted to, you know, check it out or not. I don't know, I thought that was interesting. I'm a nosy neighbor myself. I keep binoculars on my balcony, so I dig that. But all right, I'm obsessed with the history of this place, but we got to keep the tour going. Betsy Ross lived where the place where I guess she made the flag is not too far around the corner from here. So Betsy Ross, let's go see what her place is all about.
And now we're continuing our stroll through this amazing neighborhood with a quick 4-minute walk to the house of a seamstress and upholsterer who met George Washington and Robert Morris and pitched them an idea for a flag. We're heading to the house where Betsy Ross created the American flag.
Go walking like a lost dog in the last bit of the sun. Walk is all the highlights.
Alright guys, Betsy Ross's house right there over my shoulder. Interesting fun fact about this. Apparently, she talked the government, or the soon-to-be government, into changing from a 6-point star to a 5-point star so that it'd be easier for her to make the flag. I find that funny. Laziness always wins. We're gonna make this one quick. We're just gonna kinda, there it is. Let's pop over to, oh yeah, I got a penny for this. Ben Franklin's grave, I'm supposed to throw a penny at it. I guess that's right around the corner. Let's keep the tour cruising, huh?
We're blowing like a loose dust, a spiral on the wind. Can't tell where
And now we're heading down Arch Street on a 5-minute walk to the Christ Church Burial Ground, where 5 signers of the Declaration of Independence are buried, and that includes one of America's great early minds who was buried here in 1790.
All right, here it is, the gravestone of Benjamin Franklin. Some fun facts. This graveyard has 5 signers of the Declaration of Independence in here, and this is one of the most visited graves in America with around 70,000 people a year come to check this place out, and they say you're supposed to throw a penny on the grave, so here we go. All right, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, considered one of the all-time great Americans, I guess. Let's head to another great American spot. Let's go check out Edgar Allan Poe's place, huh? Hop back on one of these bikes. All right, here's the deal. I'm actually going to hoof it to Edgar Allan Poe's place. It's like a 5-minute bike ride, which would be nice, but it's only a 20-minute walk, and I actually kind of screwed up. I didn't realize one of the major things I had today, I itinerary out everything. One of the major things I had for today was going to the Magic Garden, but it's closed on Tuesdays, which that was gonna fill up a good hour and a half of my time. So now instead, we're supplementing Edgar Allan Poe's place, and I got a little bit of walking time. And the bike rides are awesome, but this walk takes me through the park, and I kind of want to check that out. So that's what we're doing. Let's hoof it.
Nothing like a stroll through an unexpected park while exploring in a new city. And all on the way to a house of a man who married his cousin, got himself thrown out of West Point on purpose, and was disowned by his foster father for his gambling and drinking habits. We're on our way to the Edgar Allan Poe house. That's right, this is the one-time home of the man that many consider a pioneer of detective fiction, a significant contributor to the science fiction genre, and one of America's great early writers.
All right, guys, there it is. Edgar Allan Poe lived in that house. Apparently even wrote Telltale Heart, The Raven, and Black Cat all in that home. Pretty fascinating. A lot of people kind of think of him and associate him with Baltimore. That is where his gravestone is, but he had a lot of productive years apparently in this home right there. One of the great American authors and great horror authors. It's kind of cool, man. I'm a book nerd, a writing nerd, and I think this stuff is cool. You'll notice I'm not doing a lot of host tours like the Betsy Ross house, and Edgar Allan Poe's house is actually closed for construction right now, but just to give you a vibe of, for me, I like the history behind it, and I'm not big on like touring the houses, honestly. It's okay, it's cool, but I'm not bummed that this is closed. I kind of like to see it, think about the history there, and then cruise on. And speaking of cruising, yeah, we're gonna hit the road now. Time for our first beverage of the day. I did a ton of research on awesome dive bars, and I think in relation, this isn't maybe the dive bar I'm most excited for. That'd be Ray's Happy Birthday bar. But right now what I do want to do is kind of get myself close to the next spot I want to head up. So we're gonna go to Bob and Barbara's Lounge. Let's grab a bike and cruise. All right, guys, I lied to you about going to Bob and Barbara's. That place is closed, so we're actually heading to Oscar's Tavern. Cruising there now. Let's hit the road. And another layer of love is revealed to me by this gorgeous city. First, the beauty of the industrial area meeting the Delaware, then the quaint sensibility of the old city neighborhood, and now the busy energy of Philly's downtown. This city just keeps getting better and better. I love your Chinatown arch and the overall feeling of local, historical, and hectic energy that pulses through your downtown. It's palpable and addictive. And a lot of why I feel that way has to do with our next stop, an interesting building with an interesting history. The first 30 feet of it were built in 1860 as residential homes, while the back chunk of the building was first a separate building that housed a construction contractor, a manufacturer of skee ball games, and a sales office for the National Typewriter Company. That was until the mid-20s when the two buildings were joined together. And believe it or not, that's just half of the history of this place. Let's go check out Oscar's Tavern. All right, guys, we got Oscar's Tavern right here. Let's check it out, man. How do you not love dive bars, you know?
At 1524 Sansom Street, this cash-only watering hole below a guitar shop is the place legends are made of. Starting in the mid-20s and for the next 30-plus years, this place was serving different businesses like architects and even a hat store. But in '56, this building fulfilled its true destiny as a pub when Sam Kleiman turned the first floor into a tap room called Kleiman's Inn. Then in '72, the inside got a facelift and Oscar's Tavern was born. That means this place has been slinging drinks to the neighborhood for 70 years and it's been doing it as Oscar's for the last 54.
Well, this place is a gem.
But it's easier sometimes to up and go, and never have to answer to a soul. But it leaves me wanting really.
That's a heartbreaker. I'm from Chicago, so if I see Malord, I gotta snag some.
'Cause adventure is the only call I hear. Yeah, I'm anxious till I reach the great frontier, but it's a million miles.
Okay, not only is this place awesome, but they have Malort. They're out of it right now, but they usually have Malort. So if you come here, snag you some Malort. I'm so bummed they don't have it today.
And when I'm broken and bent, could you take me on the mend and lay me down in your bed like freshly laundered linen?
For being in the middle of a major city's downtown, this place feels built for blue-collar folks. Yeah, this place is a bit like water in the desert for those of us that are allergic to the faux importance found at your $15 cocktail joints usually found in downtowns. The red hue, the wood paneling, the natty lights. Yep, this is one of those places built for me.
Finished up the natty light. Let's go get a little more food. Next spot, huh? Oscars is awesome, by the way. Awesome.
Well, I can see the sun each time you smile. I swear the sun peeks out a little when you smile.
And as is the case with all awesome dive bars, I could have stayed there all goddamn day, but got other stuff to see, other foods to eat, which is where we're off to next. We're going to Reading Terminal, and we're gonna go and get ourselves the famous Philly roast pork sandwich from the legendary Tommy Heyndrickx. Let's cruise. All right, hold on. If I see an alley that looks like that with the neon sign down it, I gotta check it out. Actually, I think this is a bar that I'm trying to hit up tomorrow. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the, I think, oldest bar in Philly. I'm actually hitting that place up tomorrow. Huh. Yeah. There's the sign for it. There it is. That's hilarious. All right, cool alley, McGillans. I'll be seeing you in the future. All right, let's keep rolling to our spot.
Saw my face in your picture, my back against the wall, face as long as a mountain. I've never been so tall, and it came on slow. You'll never know me, but I could be.
And here we are, Reading Terminal. Excited to check it out. Let's cruise.
Opening in 1893 and built under the Reading Railroad, this market is 133 years old, making it one of the oldest in the country. Currently, there's over 100 merchants in the Reading Terminal Market, and crazy enough, 2 of the vendors are descendants of the original merchants and have been here since it opened. This place is, simply put, a food lover's dream.
Guys, it's hard to put into words how massive and awesome this place is. I mean, it's just everywhere you look, it's food booths. And every single one of these people selling food, it's all local spots. There's not any sort of like chain eatery here, which obviously is awesome. I've been to the Milwaukee market, but I gotta say, I think this is the best one I've ever been to. I mean, it's kind of well known as that, so it's not, shouldn't be a surprise, but yeah, this place is awesome.
And now we walk through this magical land on our way to one of the most famous vendors for one of Philly's most famous sandwiches. This story starts back in the 1910s when Gaetano Nicolosi opened a butcher shop in South Philly. In '54, his son started slinging roast pork and beef sammies out of the garage where their oven was. Then in the '70s, the grandson of Gaetano Nicolosi teamed up with his cousin Frank DiClaudio, and upon joining forces and last names, Heyndrickx was born in 1977. In 1980, cousin Frankie took the OG spot, and Tommy opened the Reading Terminal's famous Tommy Heyndrickx. Still family run, Joe, who is the great-grandson of Gaetano, still comes in every day at 4 a.m. and does the majority of the cooking. And what are they cooking up? Well, they're famous for their roast pork sandwich that Adam Richmond called the best sandwich in America. The 3-day process starts with fresh ham from a local butcher shop, seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic, rosemary, and thyme, tied up and put in a roasting pan with pig skin and onion, roasted for 5 hours, put in a freezer for 24 hours, then thin sliced the next morning and put into the stock. It comes on a beautiful Sarcone's Bakery seeded roll, and you gotta get it with sharp provolone and broccoli rabe. And like its Chicago cousin, the Italian beef, I suggest you get it dipped.
Oh my God. Look at this. Lord have mercy, my friends. Oh my God. The famous roast pork sandwich. Also got sharp provolone and broccoli rabe on there. Had this for the first time super recently in Chicago. If you guys know Jeff Morrow, he's a like celebrity chef, awesome dude. He made one and it was phenomenal. Mind blown after doing a bunch of research for this Philly trip on how much Chicago and Philly have in common. First off, the Italian beef and the broccoli and the pork roast. The only difference I can see is one's pork, one's beef, and one has giardiniera, the other one has broccoli rabe. Otherwise, same concept, same process. They both get like dipped and wet and soaked. I love it. Anyways, we gotta get into this. I mean, come on. It's just great. Broccoli rabe is really good. I mean, I'm a broccoli fan, so of course I'm gonna love it, but the roast pork, the provolone, the bread is perfect. It's so similar to the Italian beef where it's a juicy sandwich. I love it. This is damn good. I get why some Philly people like this better than the Philly cheesesteak. I get it. Phenomenal. Also, I just love the story of Tommy Heyndrickx and how long his family has been like in the butcher business, to selling sandwich shops, or to selling sandwiches outside the butcher, to starting a roast pork sandwich business with his cousin, and then splitting and starting this one in Reading Terminal. It's awesome. By the way, if you didn't know, Reading Terminal, that's the same as Reading Railroad. Maybe you call it Reading Railroad when you're playing Monopoly, but you'd be wrong. It's Reading, and it's the same railroad, that same thing that the Monopoly piece is based off of. Damn good. By the way, again, with the seeded rolls, I love this move. They get theirs from Sarcone Bakery. I guess they have for a few decades now. Really good bread. You gotta be kidding me. You know how we just passed the oldest bar in Philly? I was gonna show you guys that tomorrow. This work I'm in town for, they're having like a happy hour event. It's at that bar. So I'm actually just gonna shoot that as part of my networking event and do a little vlogging and working at the same time. Really cool place. But anyways, back to this pork sandwich. My God, I mean, come on. You know what I've come to realize? I think Chicago and Philly they need to be sister cities. I think Philly's the sandwich capital of America, maybe of the world. The Chicagoans love sandwiches. Philly loves sandwiches. The Italian beef, roast pork, very similar sandwiches. Also, the citywide special, drinking a shot, we've got the Chicago handshake, Malort and Old Style. I don't know, we got a lot in common. It makes sense why I love this place so much. By the way, Philly's amazing. Once I got into the actual city, was riding my bike around like through Chinatown and stuff, this place is unreal. Man, good kick too. I have a pretty high spice tolerance. I don't know how many people actually know this on the channel. I'd imagine most of them, but I actually have my own hot sauce, 2 of my own hot sauce, not mine. I have a whole nother channel with a business partner. My buddy Sean, we've got 2 channels, Eat Local, number 6 with cheese. And we've come out with now 3 hot sauces for that channel. We're both hotheads. We reviewed a bunch of hot sauce. That's how it came about. I feel like heat doesn't impact me as much as it does the average Joe. I think this will light people up. This is like the perfect heat to me, but I have a feeling that this would be too much for most people, but I love it. How cool is this? I'm in one of the oldest markets in the country, getting a classic Philly sandwich. All right, kind of in a crunch though, so let's cruise. We're gonna go the oldest bar in Philly. Can't say it enough though. Well done, Tommy Heyndrickx. My lord.
So I'll buy a beat up 4-door, drive till it's dead, leave it on some stretch of highway, make 'em wonder where I went, then I'll walk until my feet tell me they can't walk.
All right, McGillen's. Let's go do this Project MedTech networking event, huh?
I'll find a big old mountain Sit up there for days, let the buzzards think I'm dying.
McGillen's Old Town Ale House is at 1310 Drury Street, and this two-story beauty opened as the Bell in Hand Tavern in 1860 by Catherine and William McGillen, who immigrated to the U.S. after the potato famine hit Ireland. And in case you didn't soak in that opening date, this place has been open for 160 years. Think about that.
I'll walk down to a barroom, start shaking hands with the people spending time.
McGillen's immediately also using the music jukebox as my light of choice, but this place is awesome. I can't believe that this place opened the year Abraham Lincoln became president. 1860. There's a high likelihood that Civil War folks came through these doors. Unbelievable. Also, every mayor since 1860 has had a beer here. Every Philly mayor since 1860. That's what they say at least. Love this place.
So I'll listen to them singing till I feel.
And it ain't just the mayors that like to drink here. Tennessee Williams has been here along with countless others. But what more would you expect from a place that the Travel Channel called the best Irish bar in America?
This right here, this is a copy of the property deed from 1870. What? Crazy.
All the Mississippi flow, see the bears up in the Yukon, ask them how they weather the cold. You can spend.
The McGillen family eventually sold this place in '58 to the Spaniak brothers, whose family still owns it to this day. And you can certainly feel the family aspect of this place if you take the time to walk the stairwell and take in the pictures of everyone that's enjoyed the place over the years.
Makes you lonely and the walls start closing in.
Okay, so that's the McGillen family. They had 13 kids, and they raised them upstairs here. That's so crazy. I can't believe we're in a bar that's 165 years old right now. Insane.
Lay my down on the table, point out where I wanna go.
One of my favorite things about places like these, places with age and history, they always have something quirky like this cool dummy elevator to get food and dishes between the first and second floor. But that's honestly not even the most interesting feature of this place.
Gotta do another check-in to let you guys know that the bathroom here is a trough. Yeah, you heard that right. There's a trough to pee in, and I for one respect it. Let's keep drinking, huh?
White-tailed deer running through the fields of my childhood.
All right, tomorrow we're doing tomorrow I got the event, but immediately after that, we're gonna be starting back up with more fun stuff on Thursday mornings. Thursday, we're just starting back with fun. What's up, guys? Good morning. It's the day after the event. We're getting the day started right. Got to fuel up just like last time. We're going to grab a bike and we're getting ourselves a hoagie. Heading to Ricky's. Let's cruise. All right, just got a quick walk to Ricky's now. Let's cruise, get our first hoagie. Philly hoagie, let's go.
And now a quick walk through the exact type of neighborhood I expect to have a legendary sandwich, which by the way, some say we're on the way to the best hoagie on the planet. And if you don't know, they say the name hoagie comes from the Hog Island shipyard in South Philly, where Italian Americans were making sandwiches called the Hog Island sandwiches, which was eventually shortened to hoagies. To be honest with you though, I kind of prefer calling them Hog Island sandwiches, but whatever you want to call them, I'm excited to try the one from Ricky's.
All right, guys, we're here. Famous Ricky's hoagies. You can't it's blown out in the back. Oh, there we go. Sorry, it's either that's lit or I'm lit. Look at that though. Ricky's hoagies. I'm excited to feast. Let's go in there, huh?
Just as much as way before we even kissed. And there is nothing we can
And here we are at 1165 South 11th Street, the home of Ricci's Hoagies. This wonderfully old school establishment was founded by Beanie Ricci in 1920, meaning they've been slinging sandwiches for 106 years. And if you want my 2 cents on what to snag at this legendary spot, it's all about the old-fashioned Italian. Start with seeded bread from Licio's Bakery, add prosciutto, sopressata, roasted peppers, sharp provolone, slap some mayo on the bread and top the sandwich off with tomato, onion, lettuce, olive oil, and crushed red peppers, and holy hell, just look at this beauty. The sandwich gods have truly given us a gift with this one. I can't wait to take a bite. Oh my God, guys. Look at this. This looks so good. Okay, let's get into the feasting, huh? Man, again, the seeded rolls are phenomenal. The meat on this, the peppers, the mayo, this is just a great hoagie. Yeah, it's official. I'm in love with the sandwich scene here. Oh man, it's one of those sandwiches I just can't quit taking bites. This is gonna fuel me up, right? You guys know I'm not even a huge tomato guy, but my lord. I mean, again, come on. Yeah, this is much better than, no offense, but in Chicago, the bread's too hard. This is perfect. Perfect vehicle for all this meat and cheese. By the way, 16 bucks, but it's a filling sandwich. All right, I'll tell you what, I'm feeling nice and fueled up for the day. Reese's, man, there's something about those peppers. The peppers, I mean all of it. The peppers, the meat, the cheese, it all just comes together. The mayonnaise is just like, the bread, I mean literally everything about this is amazing. We're gonna cruise though. We're gonna go head over to the Liberty Bell. Good time to go check that out, see it early. Let's get some more history going on. All right, let's go check out some history, huh? And we're on our way to one of America's great symbols of freedom, the Liberty Bell. Cast in London by Whitechapel Bell Foundry, she likely rang the first day the Declaration of Independence was read to the public. And believe it or not, we hit her during the Revolutionary War to keep the British from melting it into cannon metal. She's big, historic, and unfortunately, I can't get any closer. All right, here's the Liberty Bell over here. Bad time to visit Philly, I'll tell you what. With the government shut down, we can't get into any of the cool stuff, and there's definitely some irony in there of that government shutdown and not being able to get to the Liberty Bell. A couple fun facts about that thing though. Ordered it in 1751, it cracked on its first ring, got melted down twice and remade here in America, and then still kept cracking. They say the final blow came when celebrating George Washington's birthday, but that could just be rumors, I don't know. Started being called the Liberty Bell during the abolitionist movement because of the inscription on it from the Bible, which says, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land and unto all inhabitants thereof." Might want to pay attention to that nowadays, I guess, huh? Anyways, I should get off my soapbox. We got more cool stuff to see. A really quick, close walking distance. We're heading to Independence Hall. Let's cruise. This beautiful Georgian-style building was built in 1732 and designed by Edmund Woolley and Andrew Hamilton. It was the birthplace of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and where George Washington was appointed commander of the Continental Army. It's truly insane to think about, but the things that happened in this building were instrumental to our nation being born. And there it is, right over my shoulder. It's literally across the way. There's the Liberty Bell. It's right across the way. I mean, just so much history happened there. It's where the Declaration of Independence obviously was signed. Got its name, little fun fact for it, from French General Lafayette. He mentioned calling it like just as like a one-off throwaway line, called it Independence Hall, and it stuck because it's a great name. All right, the next thing we're going to, I'm pretty sure is open. We're gonna go to the Dream Garden. I'm actually really excited for this. This is a pretty cool, you'll see, Tiffany glass, beautiful art. Let's cruise.
I'm looking for some motivation. I don't know what I'm looking for.
And now we're headed through Philly's Washington Square West neighborhood to the Curtis Building to check out the largest Tiffany glass mosaic in the world, the Dream Garden. Based off of Maxfield Parrish painting, Louis Tiffany made over 100,000 pieces of hand-blown Favreau glass in over 260 colors to make this 15-foot by 49-foot majestic beauty. So there it is, right over my shoulder. I'm trying to be respectful and quiet, sorry, but that's the Dream Garden. Can you believe that's over 100,000 pieces of glass? Also insane, a casino tried to buy this, a casino in Vegas, and the city had to step in and stop it by declaring it a landmark so that they couldn't take it, but it's pretty beautiful. Also just the ornate like marble everywhere. I mean, dude, like on this stone bench, a little piano right there. This is
This is awesome. I'm pretty sure I've now seen the largest Tiffany glass dome in the world, which is in Chicago, the Chicago Cultural Center. And I think that's the largest Tiffany glass mural in the world, knocking off the checklist of Tiffany art. All right, we're making really good time, partially because the government shutdown has stopped me from going into some of these cool buildings that I would like to check out. Damn you. But the good news is that means I'm probably gonna have more time to hang out at the bars a little bit later, and it's kind of a chilly day compared. Tuesday was beautiful. A couple days later, all of a sudden, freezing out there. So, you know, use it as an excuse to toasty up at the bar. But we got a couple more history things to check out first. We're gonna head to the Gaff House. Let's cruise. Just realized it's Graff House, not Gaff House. My bad, guys. All right, let's keep cruising though.
Back when I was young enough to know from where I came, I saw my love be spat upon and shouted down in shame. Well, I hung my head and shed a tear.
And now we're headed to 700 Market Street to a home that was built in 1775 that Thomas Jefferson rented from Jacob Graff while he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Well, pretty rough site. It's got a lot of construction going on. But this is the house that Thomas Jefferson was renting when he wrote the Declaration of Independence. So, historical nonetheless, regardless of the construction. All right, we're gonna keep hoofing it. We're gonna go to City Hall, talk about some beautiful architecture. I'm so excited to check this place out. Let's cruise.
That I would pay, but the preachers told me not to fear. Oh, they know not what they say. Yeah, the history is
I can't believe we're this far into exploring Philly, and this city is so thick with culture, history, and art that we still have an amazing Detroit-style pizza made by staff of formerly incarcerated individuals, 2 all-time great dive bars, the greatest collection of private art in the world, a legendary backyard DIY folk art space, and we are right now headed to what will soon become my favorite building in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Philly's gorgeous City Hall. But before we get into the history and some facts about this place, let's walk into the inner courtyard and show you one of the coolest features of this location.
First off, you hear the bells. I'm gonna show you City Hall in a sec. This architecture is unreal. But we've got one of these portals to Ireland or whatever. We'll go check this out. I don't know if you guys know about these, but you will in a second. Oh, that's awesome. These are sick. I love these. They're so cool. I mean, first off, the architecture is unreal. I'll show you. I think the architecture looks better from the front, but I just cut through because I saw other people doing it, wanted to. I didn't realize they've got this like courtyard. You're basically in the middle. If you do like a big 360 here, this is all City Hall, and then we're kind of in the middle of it. We got this little compass thing going on. There's also a train station right there, and then the portal over this way. This is cool. But we gotta check out the front of this. This is, as an architecture nerd, maybe one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen in America. I think so. This thing is sick. All right, let's show it to you.
always ain't the same, you know. Always ain't the same. Oh, remember this too shall pass, and it always ain't.
This Second Empire French Renaissance beauty was built in 1871 by architect John MacArthur Jr. with sculptor Alexander Milne Calder. It was officially completed in 1901 and at the time was the tallest habitable building in the world. It has over 700 rooms and 250 sculptures, including the 27-ton bronze statue of William Penn on the top. It's official. This is my favorite building in America.
There it is. Look at that beauty. 88 million bricks to build this thing. The William Penn statue on top is the largest statue that sits atop a building. The clock faces right up there are larger than Big Ben's clock face. And this is the largest structure in the world without a steel frame. What an incredible, incredible building. I'm not kidding you guys. This is my favorite building in America. I am so obsessed with this thing. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. But all right, this place is beautiful, but we're gonna keep the train rolling. Let's go to JFK Plaza.
I know, you're probably thinking of ways.
Opening in 1965, JFK Plaza was designed by Edmund Bacon and Vincent Kling, but it's probably most famous for the love statue from Robert, Indiana, that was installed for a bicentennial celebration. But there's one other fun fact about this place that I truly love.
All right, Love Park. I mean, a cool little spot. My favorite thing are the fun facts about this place. I love that Kevin Bacon's dad designed this. If you didn't know, this was his senior thesis for when he was at Cornell, and he was going to school to become a city planner, and took him 30 years, but he got it made. Also, the famous Love sculpture was originally designed as a commissioned Christmas card for MoMA, and then I don't know, it became really popular, so eventually turned into a sculpture, and then Philly's had it forever, obviously. And also what I probably think is most cool, as someone who's watched every epically latered episode ever, I just think it's really cool that this is a pretty famous skate park too. So yeah, cool place. Glad I came to check it out. Now we're gonna go check out some art. Let's go to the Barnes Foundation.
The coffee was cold.
There's something about these public sculptures and the general feel of Philly's downtown that give me a big city vibe that as a Chicagoan, I love. I've been traveling a lot this last year. St. Louis, Denver, Austin, all great cities, but they don't give me the big city feel I want. Philly does. And part of that is great art, and that's exactly what we're about to get with our trip to the Barnes Foundation. Buckle up if you're an art fan. This place is amazing.
Just got to the Barnes Foundation. Switch to the smaller camera. Usually it's a better move for the museum, so we're gonna pop right in here and check out the largest, or one of the largest and best private art collections in the world. Let's cruise. Well, how freaking cute is this garden? I am already in love with this place. Imagine getting a good book and a good coffee and hanging out here. Barnes Foundation, strong start. All right, let's go check out some art though, huh?
In 1912, Albert Barnes had his painter friend go to Paris and start collecting art for him. That turned into a collection of over 900 paintings worth $25 billion. Barnes wanted to share art and do it his way, so in 1922, he bought 12 acres and had an architect design a gallery to share his art with the community. That's now been moved to this amazing campus that we're at today, and seeing art museums as pompous establishments for the elite that preferred gawking at knowing names over enjoying the art, he arranged everything by light, line, color, and space, and without descriptions of artist names, and added keys, hinges, and locks to fill out the space and draw eyes to the art. And if that type of out there awesome doesn't make you like him, maybe the fact that he saved Matisse's life will bring you around.
Yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with this place. My favorite fun facts about Matisse and about the Barnes Foundation and Dr. Barnes is that apparently Matisse was here hanging up some of his work, not here at the old location, and had a minor heart attack. And Barnes, being a doctor, gave him a shot of whiskey to open his blood vessels, and they say maybe saved his life, lived for another 20 years. Sick Cezanne, by the way. Also, sick Van Gogh, by the way. This place is so awesome.
I've had but couldn't keep. Linger on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at one of the world's greatest private art collections and what some consider the greatest collection of Impressionist art on earth. The Barnes Foundation has the largest collection of Renoirs in the world at 181. It has the largest collection of Cezannes in the world at 69. And to top that off, they have 59 pieces by Matisse, 46 Picassos, and one of my niece's favorites, and my fourth favorite painting on the planet, The Postman.
No big deal, just one of the most famous Van Gogh paintings. This place is awesome.
What I see, I'd put you in the
This is a man that made his money by creating a drug that cured blindness for babies, a man that quietly funded black intellectuals and artists, and a man that wrote hate letters calling art museums snobbish, elitist institutions for the wealthy. How do you not love Albert Barnes?
If you guys didn't know, this is a fun fact about this place. He used to ban critics, and he banned the Philadelphia Art Museum folks from coming to the Barnes Foundation because he thought they were, I don't know, rich elitist stuck-ups. You're speaking my language, Barnes. Respect.
and I do it once again. The fact that you are married only proves you're my best friend.
Well, Philly, your greatness is showing itself around every corner. How wildly lucky to have access to this. And the art scene's not over for us. Soon we're off to some folk art that's gonna blow your mind. All right, wanted to end this in the same place we started at, this amazing outdoor garden area. Wow, holy smokes. I mean, I'm an art nerd, so Barnes Foundation is just so sick to me. And I really also dig the kind of attitude of Barnes and giving back to people and saying, like, kind of giving a middle finger to the establishment. I love art museums. Maybe I'm biased because Toledo's always had a free art museum because of an endowment. To me, where I grew up, it didn't seem as like an elitist thing, but maybe that's just like lucky for Toledo. So anyways, we're gonna keep the art train rolling. We're going to the Magic Gardens, and just you wait. This place is supposed to be sick. Oh, also had to get my two little nieces, got them a little postcard. All right, anyways, time to cruise. All right, Philly's Magic Garden right behind me. I'm telling you guys, I saw stuff on pictures online. This is gonna be so sick. Seconds in, and this place is amazing.
I saw a car turn down the street and I could skate her off his feet. Then he paused in front of me before accelerating.
Philly's Magic Gardens, one of America's great folk DIY art spaces. Located in Philly's South Street neighborhood at 1020 South Street, this place is breathtaking. Oh my God, this is amazing. Started by Isaiah Zagar in '94, the interesting and legendary artist who moved to Philly with his wife in the 60s after their stint in Peru with the Peace Corps. There's definitely a handful of pieces here that you can feel that Isaiah spent some time in Peru. I know he's in Peru in the Peace Corps before moving to Philly, and you can really get that vibe on a couple of these pieces in here. This is so cool. How could you possibly walk through this and look at a lifetime of dedication to art and not be in awe? And the Magic Garden is only the most focused example of this man's work, but in no way is it all of it. Isaiah has over 220 sites in Philly that total to more than 1 million square feet of mosaic art. And the man was arrested twice for it because he does his art where he wants, not where he's allowed to. I guess it shouldn't be a surprise that Isaiah is not one to follow the rules. He's a Philly-born guy that grew up in Brooklyn with a nudist family. And how could you expect a guy like that to follow the rules? You can definitely tell that Isaiah grew up with nudist parents.
Who's to say what it
Supposedly they used over 60,000 bottles for all of this around this place. Isaiah likes to joke that he drank every single one of them.
Your dad says you're a disappointment to me.
Everything about what Isaiah has built here is amazing. And that he just started building the art in these lots for a decade before the owner found out and with the help of the community, he was able to buy the land and start the Magic Gardens. It's truly a testament to Philly, to the South Street community, and to Isaiah and his dedication to art.
That's okay with me.
All right, this is the same case with both the Barnes Foundation and Philly's Magic Gardens. I feel like both of these places, you can come here 20 times and find new stuff that you love. This is an overwhelming amount of amazing art. Obsessed. But alas, the show must go on. We've got to continue. Next up, we're taking a 40-minute bike ride. This thing's gonna be a bit of a beast. We're gonna go get some Detroit-style pizza with a cool story behind it. Let's head through Fairmount Park and go to down north. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Bikes give a far superior experience of taking in a city, and that's especially true when the city you're exploring has a fantastic bike path like the Sigel River Trail we're taking today. Scenic river views and some lovely nature, this bike path is exactly what you want in a route to some delicious pizza. And crazy to think that we've still got 2 legendary dive bars to hit up after we feast. But before we drink, let's keep cruising to North Philly's Strawberry Mansion neighborhood. And real quick, because being a Chicago guy who loves hitting up some historic Southside spots for a gym shoe, let me go ahead and get in front of some of these annoying YouTube comments I've gotten in the past. Yeah, it's kind of in the hood. Yeah, you can go there and get awesome pizza, and yeah, you're going to be fine. Maybe it's because I grew up the only white kid in my neighborhood crew and now live in a neighborhood full of privilege, but I'm ready for people to chill on being afraid of places because the news told them it's scary there. If you want some good food, try looking outside your neighborhood once in a while, and you might just find out that people are pretty damn nice everywhere you go if that's what you put out to the world. Anyways, enough shit talking the fearful folks. Let's get some damn good Detroit style pizza with a damn good message behind it. All right, down north pizza is just up this way. Let's go snag some, huh? Located at 2804 West Leahy Avenue, Down North Pizza was opened in 2021 by Mohammed Abdul Hadi, along with Chef Mike Carter. The entire staff is made up of formerly incarcerated folks. They receive above average pay, free housing for 6 months, and access to career mentorship and culinary education. In other words, Mohammed isn't out there talking about making the world better. He's working actively to do something to affect change. Some people might be thinking right now, who cares? How's the pizza? And just look for yourself. This is the Rock the Mic with 4 cheeses, halal beef pepperoni and North sauce, and just take a look at these perfectly caramelized edges. Now enough talk, let's get into this thing. Oh my God. How good does this look? I got the Rock the Mic with 4 cheese, beef pepperoni, and North sauce. Let's feast on this, huh? Look at those caramelized edges. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Not burnt, it's caramelized. It's the cheese. Look at this thing just steaming. All right, enough looking, we gotta get some bites. Man, Detroit style pizza is just the best. Wow, this dough is perfect. The caramelized crust is great. Are you hearing the crunch? My God. And kind of fun, everything here is halal, so it's not extra standard pepperoni, but it's really good. Man, I can't get over how perfect this crust is. As a connoisseur of Detroit style pizza, they nailed this. Dude, every bite there's a crunch. And not only is like the concept of this place, I mean, obviously, number one, the food's gotta be great. It is. Detroit style pizza is awesome. But they also have other things. They have like mentorship programs. There's like housing options that they offer too here. So everything about this place is sick. And you can also just come here for the pizza. And everyone knows the best bite on Detroit style is that corner bite. I mean, look at this. Look at that crust. That doesn't get you hungry. Super reasonable price too. It's like, this is 23 bucks. It's not the 4 slices like they have at some places in Chicago, like 5 squared or whatever. It's a 6er.
Man, I really dig these pepperonis too. That's a good change of pace. Mohammed and Chef Mike, I hope you guys see this video. You guys absolutely destroyed this. This is so good. And a cool little spot too. I like it. Love Detroit style, my God. All right, I'm gonna finally take a break from biking, huffing around with this backpack full of all my luggage, is doing brutal work on my back and shoulders. So I'm gonna finally grab a Uber to the next spot. Finally for today, getting our first bar in. Can you believe that? We're about to head to Les and Doreen's Happy Tap, and one of my tricks, I got all this Detroit style pizza. I can't take it on a flight with me, so as a dive bar suck up move, I'm gonna donate this to the bartenders and see if that gets me some bonus points and maybe some heavier poured shots. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Have a good rest of the day. Hey, for Corey. How are you?
You can fight the fire that's in your head. Lay it down, the hour has come to end.
And now we're off to explore one of my great passions in life, dive bars. I've made multiple Chicago docs on our dive bar scene, and I make sure to check out at least one in every city I visit. There's a quality about dive bars that feels like going home to me, and something tells me Philly's the type of city that cultivates a great dive bar. So off to Fishtown to an all-time great one, Les and Doreen's Happy Tap. Thank you much, brother. Yup, appreciate you. All right, guys, here we go. Les and Doreen's. I mean, what a sign. Let's cruise on in and get ourselves a beer. Yeah, this place is awesome. It's official. Les and Doreen opened this beauty of a bar in the 40s, and you might say Doreen Thomas was destined to own a great neighborhood bar, having grown up in the neighborhood and having a mom as a barmaid. This place is truly a special one, and any place that slings beers at 7 a.m. is doing God's work if you ask me. I can see why it's been called one of the best dive bars in the state. Now let's celebrate this place with the Chicago handshake cousin, the Citywide. Another reason I think Chicago and Philly are similar, they have a drink and a shot called the Citywide. Chicago, it's the handshake. Here it's the Citywide. Let it rip.
I brush my shoes and I hum from the rearview mirror. Brian's the admiration in a blind spot of regret. There was all these things that I don't think I remember. Hey, how lucky I can't one man get.
Alright, I'm out of here. Gotta go catch this flight. Thanks for the beers. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for the pizza.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't go to waste.
Safe travel.
Makes me happy that it fed somebody hungry. Have yourself a good one. That bar is awesome. And we're gonna go to another one. We're going to Ray's Happy Birthday Bar. Let's cruise. Hey, for Corey? Yeah, for Corey. Yep, that's right. How are you? Doing pretty well. How's your day going? Very good, brother. That's good.
The milk is sour. I've barely been to college and I've been doubtful of all that I've dreamed of. The brink of my existence essentially is a comedy, the gap in my teeth.
Talk about the cherry on top of an amazing exploration of one of my favorite cities in America. I don't know it yet, but I'm about to walk into what I consider one of my Mount Rushmore of bars. Ray's Happy Birthday Bar is that great of a place. Something told me South Philly was going to show me a great bar, and now it's time for you to see how right I was. It's time for the glory that is Ray's Happy Birthday Bar. All right, brother, appreciate you. Have yourself a good one. All right, guys, Ray's Happy Birthday Bar. I mean, is that not one of the most legendary signs you've ever seen? Let's pop in and get ourselves one last little Citywide and a beer before we head out of this beautiful city. God, I'm telling you, Philly, you are legendary. Wish I didn't have to cruise back to Chicago, but life beckons, I suppose. But anyways, let's not think about that. Let's think about this beer we're about to drink. Ray's Happy Birthday Bar. This magical South Philly watering hole at 1200 Passyunk Ave is everything you want in a dive bar and the type of place that demands you start with the Citywide. This amazing cash-only spot was opened in 1938 by Ray Capizzoli, who is known for saying happy birthday to everyone that walked in. Ray's son Lou eventually took over the bar, but not before opening for Diana Ross as a saxophone player and singer. From what I'm reading online, Lou was a really special guy. It's now ran by Lou's kids, and I can't say enough about this place. Offering to-go beers and allowing smoking, this place gives off a bit of a feeling of stepping into the past, and I love it. Even had to get me a shirt that came with the stain, I guess the way a dive bar shirt should. Talk about a legendary spot.
What's up, guys? This bar is the best. Sorry, I haven't been checking it much. I want to do it in the bathroom. Just a way more social bar than the last one. I've just been chatting it up with the dude next to me, the bartender. This place is primo. Ray's Happy Birthday Bar. It's one of the best bars I've ever been to. I think it might be. Fucking love this place. All right, let's drink more before this flight. We gotta cruise soon.
What is gone is all still here. What is gone is all still here.
And apparently, gotta go catch my flight to Chicago. Good chat with you, bro. I'm super stoked for you to check out Children Men. That movie's fucking great, dude.
Yo, what's your name, man?
Dude, Corey.
Love it. Corey, Jason,
Nice to meet you, dude.
Yo, and you check out the Vast Night.
Yes, bro, yes. All right, man, I'll catch you later, brother.
All right, guys, just want to check in before we cruise out of here. I gotta tell you, first off, Ray's Happy Birthday Bar. What an experience. Both those bars were amazing. Also, before we cruise out of here, just gotta say, I love San Francisco, I love Denver, but Philly's the first city that I visited that I legitimately think I could live in outside of Chicago. I won't. Chicago's still the greatest city in the world, but Philly is there, man. The history, the art scene, the dive bar scene, the food, truly amazing experience. Wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Thanks for being real ones. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Drinking coffee like a truck driver driving on the 101. Who smokes meth in the bathroom? But I'm just another guy, but I don't wanna cry. I want someone